welcome to episode 6 of But Hey, What Do I Know? I am Joseph, aka Young Hip Hop, and thousands of kilometers in the other direction, or a few more thousand kilometers in another direction, if you want to, go all the way around the globe to get to Australia like an idiot, is my lovely co-host, Amanda. Amanda, how you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Just a little bit sore, but I'm okay.
Been hitting the weights.
Yes, I have been. I did legs and I enjoy the pain, so it's good.
Yeah, we already know you're a weirdo, so I'm not even going to comment on that. I'm just going to let that rock. I'll let you sit with that. But before we begin, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at SMG Sound Network. That's where you'll get all of our updates. You can talk to us. I run Instagram, she runs Twitter. So you can talk to either one of us on there. And also Patreon. There should have been another video up, but YouTube is being a dick. So once I get that sorted out, there will be 2 bonus episodes. Those are a lot of fun. We let loose a little bit. We say a whole bunch of stupid shit just to make you guys laugh. And we appreciate everyone who subscribes. So, first of all, how's the weather over there?
It is I don't know, we're in it's autumn, but it is so hot and humid. I just hate it. But then in New South Wales it's flooding, so prayers out to them because the whole half of the state is underwater right now.
Yeah, flooding's always terrible. Shout out to them and prayers and all
I prayed for them last night, so I mean, I'm gonna donate some money to, you know, relief efforts because, yeah, it's crazy.
that good stuff. Yeah, send me or text me a link. I'll put a link to donate or something in the description of this episode. If anyone's
Mm,
feeling generous. They sure need it more than
thank
we
you.
do. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's in one of my favorite parts of New South Wales in Central Coast, which is a really beautiful area. I've been camping there, and yeah, it's really sad. I've been to those places, and they're all
Yeah,
underwater.
that's crazy. I hate because Australia has beautiful, beautiful wildlife and nature and all that, and any damage to it is just heartbreaking to me.
Yeah, it's insane because that same area last year, that's where all the bushfires happened. So it's all like burnt down, and now water's like washing whatever's left away. So yeah, insane.
Um, the weather here,
Other than that, it's
the
good
weather
in
here, it
Melbourne.
feels like I'm in the UK. It's gloomy, it's dark, it's cold, and it's depressing as shit.
Ah, send me that weather. I
50
love that weather.
degrees here. I don't know what that is in Celsius. I keep forgetting to do conversions, but it's like mildly chilly. But for us in Florida, this is like freezing. This is cold as shit ass weather right here. Anything like anything under 70 degrees is considered like winter for us. Actually, a lot of my friends, well,
Oh yeah, that's
I'm,
that's cold. 50. That's
yeah, but you
10.
always get those people from up north. Shout out to Ohio. All those Ohio people are gonna hit my DMs like, ugh, is 50 degrees is cold? What are you nuts? It's -3 here right now. And we walk through snow. We walk through
Okay,
snow. I have to get
and
a flamethrower to get to my car every morning. And I'm like, all right, dude,
well, that's your
yeah,
problem
I
for
don't give
living
a
in that
shit. No,
shitty area.
Columbus, Ohio is beautiful. I'm not gonna let you talk shit about Columbus, Ohio. Pretty cool
Okay,
city. I
maybe
fig-
I'll go visit. I'll
I
visit
figured out the other
Columbus.
day that I can't remember when, but they hosted a National Catholic Youth Conference, and I went to that, and that was one of my most life changing experiences. But we went in Indianapolis, and I guess Indianapolis is the permanent home for the National Catholic Youth Conference. But they used to like bounce around cities, and Columbus, Ohio is one of the cities they did it at. And my youth director, because he's been on way more than I have, I've only been on one, and the youth group is over, so we're not going anytime soon. And he said that Columbus, Ohio is one of
Hmm.
his favorite NCYCs. So shout out to you guys. You guys were great hosts to us Catholics, and yeah, I mean, you guys are cool people. But this is bullshit ass weather. It's March. It goes from 90, 95 degrees. That's like, I think, I want to say like 30 to like 40 C. I know that's a huge jump, but it's hot. It goes from that
Mhm.
to like freezing ass cold and
Yeah.
raining. I think this week is all going to be cold as shit, and which is good for me because I need a break from work. I've been getting my ass kicked at work. To gonna be hot as shit next week, and I'm not excited for that. I mean, I am because I'm gonna make money, but I'm not super excited about the work. But yeah, that's the weather report.
Well, I'm excited to go
Oh
camping.
yeah, that's right. We have to let the audience know Amanda's going camping, so Amanda will not be recording an
Yeah.
episode this coming week, but I'm gonna work something out for you guys. I'm gonna do something pretty entertaining. I'll have like yes,
Go a full strip.
I will strip audibly. I'll like I'll
Yeah, audibly. Just
I'll
describe.
like rip my clothes like stupid close to the microphone so that everyone can hear it.
ASMR slash audio descriptions of
Yo, an
what you're
ASMR
doing.
striptease? That's disgusting. And how do you get off on that? I'll let you
Well,
guys
we'll
know. I
figure
love
that
all
out.
my fans.
You know, you're not meant to get off on that. You're just meant to
No, I love
substitute the
all the
podcast
listeners,
for
but if y'all get
that.
off on like some shit like that, y'all are nuts. Just audio or like the ASMR? Because I'm thinking ASMR. Are they like? And like, I'm not like trying to
Yeah.
hear all that and like get like a virtual striptease or some shit. Like I'm cool on that. And people are cool on me in clothes. Like I'm not like the best looking dude in the world. So God forbid like I'm butt ass on the podcast or some shit. Like
Subject them to it. No, I'm excited because every time I've been up in that area of Victoria, um, I've never been hiking, but it's like a hiking spot. And I don't know. Oh, the first time is because I was super fat, so I couldn't do it. The second time was because I was injured, so I couldn't do it. I was on crutches and I didn't understand the point of me going. But anyways, I was laying in my tent for the whole weekend. So now I am fit-ish and I'm not crippled, so I'm gonna go hiking. So I'm excited for that. This is how exciting my life
hiking
is,
is pretty
guys.
cool.
I'm excited for a
I've only been
hike.
hiking technically once. Like, are you going like backpack hiking or are you just gonna like hike? Okay,
Oh no,
I've
like a
done like
day hike.
backpack hiking where like I went to the mountains for like a few days, and it was really dope. It was one of my favorite experiences. I went with the Boy Scouts, and I mean it was worth getting my dick touched, going on like some campouts and shit. Yeah, shout
I
out
was
to the
gonna
Boy
ask
Scouts,
you.
but not shout out to the Boy Scouts.
Hmm.
Fuck you guys. That was like some horrible shit.
I this is too much info
No,
now.
no,
I'm
go
not
ahead.
gonna say it.
Take us to
Oh
the
no,
next
I'm not gonna
level. It's
say
Boy
it. It's
Scouts of
just
America.
TMI.
You're in Australia. They're not gonna do shit. Come on.
No, there's I was gonna no, Joe, I read it. Something
Well, at
about Boy
least you got
Scouts.
touched by your doctor. Like I gotta get touched by the Scoutmaster. Like my life is just shit, man. Like if I'm gonna get touched, at least let it be like some hot ass chick. You know what I'm saying?
And it's
It's
never the
never.
hot ones. Oh well,
That's
my
what I'm
physio
saying.
was
Like it's
kinda
your
hot.
luck to get like fucking caressed by someone you want to get caressed by.
Yeah, but like I wasn't ready for it. So when he like came up to me, I was like, "What is he doing? What is it?" And I couldn't
Now
run
I'll get
away
ready
because I
for
was
the right
crippled.
person. Like I'll get ready in a snap. I don't give a shit. Like, well,
And stay
okay.
ready.
Yeah, now what was that bunny I showed you where he was like, be soft but be ready or some shit? That was hilarious. I was like, that
Yeah.
that shit's terrible. But yeah, we went
No, that's not terrible. That's
what's great.
great. The
Well, yeah,
bunny.
but that wasn't the context. I just put that context onto it. I saw it in a completely different context, and
Mm.
of course my mind went straight to fucking dicks.
I mean, I think that's what it was
No, it was
implying. That
it was
meme
a
was
complete
implying.
it
So
was a
I mean,
completely different
you're not wrong.
context. Can't remember what it was because
Oh,
Instagram
okay.
fucking stupid ass won't show you your suggested post twice. You like refresh or something, if it automatically refreshes. Instagram's become kind of like Facebook, where it will just like instantly refresh itself, and I'll be looking at something cool, and I'll just lose whatever the hell I'm looking at, and I can never find it again. Like, damn, okay, the one time you guys show me like a decent article that I actually want to read, that shit just disappears, and I can never find it again. But yeah, we went hiking. This is a funny ass story, because we went hiking, and this fucking idiot dude named, I want to say his name is Douglas. Fuck you, Douglas, if you're listening to this shit. Yeah, it's always a fucking Douglas. No, there's a dude named Doug that's my guy. But this idiot named Douglas, once you know they insist on going by the name Douglas, like that's some stupid shit. But I was like a heavy set dude. I've always been a heavy set dude, but I could carry a little more weight. But they were telling us don't pack like a hiker pack that's more than 50 pounds because you guys are kids. I'm like, okay. Like I had mine spread out. I did some test walks with it at home. Like it was the perfect weight. I was like, okay, it's lit. And so we get there, and skinny ass, fucking bullshit ass Douglas packed a 95-pound backpack, and he hadn't even like tested it. Like he didn't show up wearing it. Like he was kind of like holding it or wheeling it or whatever. And so when he went to put it on, he took 2 steps and fell back like a freaking cockroach. Started like flailing his arms. They're like, well, nobody else is fit to carry this except you. So I had to carry this dickhead's 95-pound bag. And I'm like, what did he pack? Because we're only supposed to pack essentials. Like, I packed a whole bunch of like instant food, like ramen and all that stuff. Because, I mean, you're not going to have time to really cook. And you have to set up camp like wherever. And so this dude brought like gummy bears or some shit with him. Like fucking 95 pounds worth of gummy bears. I wanted to literally throw him off the mountain.
What, 95 pounds worth?
Literally throw him off the mountain. Like, oh my god, if I didn't have like a whole career ahead of me before I like ruined all my hopes and dreams, I would have thrown that motherfucker off the mountain so quick. You spoiled white piece of shit, man. Fucking gummy bears, are you kidding me? I have to break my back for your stupid gummy bears. But yeah, shout out to you, Douglas. I hope you're good enough to carry your own shit now.
Wow. What was wrong with him?
No,
like, was he crippled or something?
Skinny as shit and spoiled as fuck, and I'm pretty sure his mom packed his bag. You should never let your mom pack your bag when you're going hiking as a male, because your mom's going to overthink, because she loves you. Or maybe not, I don't know. I don't know what everyone's mom's situation is, but if your mom loves you, she's going to overpack, and oh my god, you need 76 pairs of clothes, or all that shit, like, some people like wore the same socks for like 2 weeks, and that's a little overboard. Ew. But like you find a balance, because we went on plenty of hiking trips. Like you gotta find like some sort of balance when you pack. Like, what do you pack? How many items of clothing do you pack when you go on a trip?
Me. I mean, I pack super, super light, and my mom finds it hilarious that I pack light because I don't know. She brings like a massive suitcase for like a camping trip, and I would like I'll just have a backpack, and that's it. That's like my whole weekend in a backpack. Cause like, how much clothes do you really need if you're out camping, or if you're like on a trip? Like we went to South Australia in January, and I had like a tote bag, like a little, not even like this massive tote bag. It's just like those ones that you carry to work, and it was my work tote actually. And I had like all my clothes for the whole week that we were gonna stay in that tote bag. I come out to the car to pack the car, and here's my mom and my sister in 2 massive suitcases. I'm like, where are you guys going with all that? And they're like, that's for the week. I'm like, why? Because I was wearing leggings and runners when I was driving, with like t-shirt and a jumper, and that's like, you know, I'm gonna wear the leggings again when we go hiking or do like physical activities, whatever. We were gonna go cave, you know, exploring. So I thought I'm going to wear that on that day, or, on the day when we go for like a long beach walk. And then I have like 2 pairs of jeans and, various t-shirts. I think I had like maybe like 2 singlets, 3 t-shirts, and like 1 nice blouse. I had a waterproof jacket, and that's it. That's all I need. Well, obviously my toiletry bag, but like that's all I need. So I didn't understand why they needed like massive suitcases. And like when we would go on school camps, even in high school, I would like turn up to like on the day, because the school camps are like 3 days, 2 nights. I didn't need a suitcase. Like I didn't think I needed a suitcase. I would just like turn up in like a backpack, and my friends would be like, "Oh my God, Amanda, why are you here in like a backpack? Like, where's your suitcase?" I'm like, why the hell do I need a suitcase for? We're going for 3 days. Well, not even 3 days, like 2.5 days and 2 nights. Like, relax. You're going to wear pajamas the 2 nights you're there. And then you do your daily activity, which is like outdoorsy shit. And then that's like 2 pairs of shorts, 2 pairs of t-shirts, runners. And that's your day outfit taken care of. And then you had like your nice outfit that you wore there, and then you can wear that same outfit back. Like, it's not even a big deal, but
Y'all be going crazy.
I don't know. I don't like packing a lot. It's just too much. I'll if I need anything, I can buy it on the way, like, or I can buy it when I'm there. Like, there are shops on the road. You're not gonna die.
Every time, like, you brought me to camping again, like school camps, and I don't know why, like, I'm always the one sharing the most embarrassing, terrible shit that's ever happened to me, and you just accidentally embarrass yourself for laughs. But I'll go ahead and tell another one, because, the ratings and shit.
Go for it.
So, this is the story about... No, I'll just tell the story, and I'll let the punchline hit a little harder. So, in middle school, I went to Darnell. Yeah, we went to Darnell, and Darnell is like a medical middle school magnet. All the like smart kids, basically Indians and white people that knew how to read, all went there. And we went to this one camp. They only let us on one camp because for some reason I went to schools that just kept getting banned from field trips. Like, I went to these terrible ass schools where we would get a field trip and then they would fuck it up. Like, the kids would go sneak out to a bar and go flirt with the bartenders, and then we're not even allowed downtown anymore. Like, that's all of downtown is inaccessible to our school. So that's pretty cool. But we went to this camp called Camp Driftwood. I can't remember where this fucking camp is, but all I know is me and a few of my nerd ass friends, because I was a nerd back then, and I mean, I'll own up to it. I was lame as shit. Like, in middle school, I didn't get like cool till like maybe 11th, 12th grade. And so me and all my nerd ass friends were in a cabin together, and it was bunk beds. So I think there was 4 bunk beds. So we were 8 deep in that cabin. And this one dude that I'm cool with, shout out to Mel. And Mel was like, "Oh, like, I just want to let you know, I sleepwalk. And so you should probably get the top bunk because that'll keep you like away from me if I sleepwalk." And I was like, "Okay, bet." So I get the top bunk. I get the bunk right above him because I'm like, he's sleepwalking. Like, there's no way he's going to get up here. And so you can probably see where this is going. So in the middle of the night, like, we start, like, he's sleeping and we're trying to like fuck with him, like poke him, see if he'll like sleepwalk. And he starts sleepwalking and he climbs up the ladder and he just fucking tackles me. And I don't know if you guys know about like sleepwalking and shit, but you're not supposed to wake up somebody who's sleepwalking or sleep talking or any of that shit. Because like you could literally shock them to death or some shit. Because you're like you're literally ripping reality from under them because they think they're awake. But of course, I was like 12, 13. I didn't know that shit. And so he just like, he grabbed onto my leg and it felt like he was humping me. And I was like, man, fuck that. And I like decked him straight in the jaw because I had no idea he was sleepwalking at all. I thought he was like fully awake because he told me he can't climb up ladders. So I'm like, okay, he's just fucking with me. So I just decked him in the jaw and he like wakes up and starts like breathing super heavy and shit. And he's like, what the fuck happened? I'm like, you tell me what the fuck happened, dude. And he was like, oh, I was having a dream that like I had some chicks over. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes total sense. Go back down and if you come back up here, I will fucking throw you off this bunk bed. I'm not kidding, dude. I don't give a shit. Because that scarred me for a while. I couldn't get over that. I'm like, dude. I was like, I haven't felt the.
Could you imagine him nutting?
No, if he would have nutted on me, that's a different story right there. That's a completely different outcome.
You come home just all scarred and just
he's coming home. He's coming home scarred.
You, Joseph, how's your camp? And you just like, kumbaya.
That ass, nah.
Just rocking back and forth.
It's like, at least let me feel the touch of a woman first. Like, why does my first experience have to be with this fucking dickhead? Shout out to Mel though. That's my guy. He's weird as shit, but like, I think he's studying history now, and he's really into the history that he teaches, like at the university. I think he's a professor now or something.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember, but he like dresses up in like, I think he does Asian history and like World War II and all that stuff. And so he will like come to class dressed up as like one of the soldiers and like have like the actual weapon that they used, and like he's a method teacher. Those are my favorite teachers. So even though his teaching methods are a little weird, his students like learn a lot. So that's my guy. Shout out to Mel. Okay, so
good for you, Mel.
Let's see what we have, because The Weeknd just dropped House of Balloons master quality on Tidal, and I love my audience. I love you guys, but I love The Weeknd way more. So I want to get this shit over with so that we can go listen to The Weeknd. All right.
Cool. My friend loves The Weeknd.
Who doesn't love The Weeknd?
I do like.
I'll tell you who really loves The Weeknd.
Well. I made it sound like I don't like him. I do like
really,
The Weeknd.
Really loves The Weeknd. Arabic women, man.
Who?
No,
Bella Hadid.
Arabic women. Bella Hadid doesn't love him. She's in and out of that fucking relationship 24/7. What are you talking about? But
they're both in and out of that. But
that's really good, because if she wouldn't have left his ass and he wouldn't have got with Selena Gomez and then she left him, we wouldn't have gotten My Dear Melancholy, which is one of my favorite Weeknd projects ever. That shit is gorgeous.
My Dear Melancholy.
Yeah, that's the one with Try Me, put your pride aside.
Oh my god, I love that album. I'll be like listening to it at work and just be in my feelings when like
I'll invent an ex to cry about. I'm like, Jennifer, we were so good together. They're like, who the fuck is Jennifer? They're like, who is Jennifer? And I'm like, beats me. I don't fucking know.
You tell me.
Or Wasted Times is my shit. I'll play that 24/7. The Weeknd. How can The Weeknd make you cry and dance at the same time? That's like the craziest shit. I'm doing the.
I think it's, you know how like you're having a mental breakdown after like, I don't know, after
anything,
you break up with someone and you're just like crying and dancing, like, yes.
Yeah, I've never done that. I either
maybe like throw in some
I either
coke
cry
in there
or
as well.
dance. I've never done both until Wasted Times. Like that was the first time I was like fucking shuffling my feet and crying at the same time. It's like I don't even know what I'm doing.
You make it sound like you're in a nursing home.
You know, I'm doing like some footwork, like some crazy ass footwork, and I'm crying at the same time.
I remember I was like, when his 2020 album, the After Hours, when it came out, I was online, like I was scrolling through Spotify, and then it dropped, and I messaged my friend, and she was asleep in the middle of the night. She was still in London at that time. She saw my message and she just like jolted up and she called me. She's like, "Holy shit, thank you." And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "I'm gonna go listen to it." I'm like, "Go to sleep, you weirdo." Anyways, she doesn't live in London anymore, but that's how much she loves The Weeknd. Is like she would choose listening to him over sleep.
You know what?
But she's in Melbourne now, so it's good. I'm seeing her on Tuesday. I'm seeing a friend on Tuesday.
You didn't let me finish though. You know who really, really, really loves The Weeknd for some reason? Arabic women.
Go on then. Yeah, you did finish that, and I heard that. Why? Why is that?
They like getting abused. Because you ever heard like The Weeknd's like lyrics? He treats women.
It's a bit disturbing.
Like, not even objects, just like particles of matter, and they go crazy for this man. Like, there's like a song, I can't remember which song, where he's like smashing her face against a table or some shit, and they're like, "Oh my god, yes!" And I'm like,
"Do it to me!"
Y'all are crazy for this Ethiopian man. Like, what? Y'all wouldn't let fucking Muhammad do that to you, but let Abel let Abel do that to you, and oh my god.
Or Abdi.
Who the hell's Abdi?
I don't know. A lot of Ethiopians and Somalians are Abdis. In Melbourne. Oh my god. Okay, I was going to tell you my story, but now that you say that, I'm racist.
Yeah, go ahead.
So there was this boy in my class in when I first started uni, and my friend, he's an idiot. He told me that his name was Abdi. His name wasn't Abdi, by the way. And he was so.
You're just attracted to everybody.
So I was like, no, I'm not.
I ain't got no time.
Anyways, so I was like talking to.
Go ahead.
I was talking to him, and then I was like, "So I'm Abdi," and he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Isn't that your name?" And he's like, "No,
my name is Steven."
That's not my name. I'm like, I was like, "Oh my god, my friend told me that that's your name," and he's like, "No, that's not my name." And I was like, "Oh, yeah." Anyways, he never spoke to me again because he was just so annoyed.
That's within his right. All right, I got one more story to bounce off that one, and then we'll get to like a real topic. Mm-hmm. But speaking of that, because like my legal name is Joseph. Like, do you know that? Have I told you that? Like, my literal legal name is Joseph.
Yeah, I mean, I know you by Joseph.
My legal name on my driver's license is Joseph, and for some reason, that's like the most like mind blowing shit to 90% of people that I meet. Like, I'll be talking to a customer, and they'll be like, well, because Arabic people, their name will be Ahmadili Jad, and then they'll like go by Steve or some shit, and so that's like a common thing. And so I'll be talking to a customer, and they'll be like, "What's your name?" And I'm like, "Oh, my name is Joe," because white people like call me Joe, and I don't really give a shit at this point. They're like, "No, but what's your real name?" And I'm like, Joseph, and they're like, "Yeah, but what's your like real name?" And I'm like, "Do you want me to show you my license? Like, you're being low-key racist as shit right now." And they're like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "All right, whatever, dude." But there's this one teacher, I'm not going to say her name, but she was like reading off the list. I went to a Turkish private school, River City. So, shout out to you guys, River City Rockets. But she was reading the list, and we have a lot of like Turkish, Russian, Muslim, whatever. So they're all named Ibrahim and Muhammad and all that shit. And so she's like reading, she's like Ibrahim, and she'd like look at me, and I wouldn't say anything. And then somebody else would raise their hand, and then she'd be like Muhammad, and then somebody else would raise their hand, and she'd look at me, and I wouldn't say anything. And she was like, "Joseph," and I raised my hand. She was like, "Your name's not Joseph." And I said, "Ma'am, are you fucking serious?" I didn't say that, but like, she's like, "I thought your name would be like Aladdin or some shit." I said, "Wow, okay, I'm really glad you're teaching at this school. That warms my heart. That makes me very happy that my name can't be Joseph." My mom and dad knew they were bringing me to the United States. They didn't want to name me some fucking long ass Arab name. Don't be mad.
Well, I mean, I have a very how do I say it?
Yes.
Caucasian name. So people think that it's like a name that I gave myself just to like, just to make it easy for the non-melanated people to pronounce my name or something. Or it's like a nickname that I gave myself, like an English nickname that I gave myself. I don't know. But no, I always have to explain to him, no, that's my mom's friend is Amanda, and she was about to like pass away from cancer, and she said that if you have a baby girl, then you name her Amanda. And that's how I got
Don't
my
tell
name.
me what the fuck to do, and I'd name my kid like Balthazar or some shit. No, but do you live up to your name though?
I don't know. But apparently, like, whatever Amanda means, because my mom bought me this little keychain with like the meaning of Amanda, and apparently all the characteristics are basically me. So,
You know what your name? Do you know what your name directly translates to? No, I'm asking you.
What?
How would I know off the top of my head what Amanda?
It's an old Latin name. I don't have it on top of my head.
Mine is hilarious. Mine is Hebrew, and it means God will add, which means I'm fertile as shit. Ladies, hit me up.
Makes sense, because, Jacob is...
What?
Jacob was the father of the 12 tribes. So.
Okay, what does that have to do with my name?
I mean, Joseph.
Yeah, but Joseph was...
Oh my God. Why did I think your name was Jacob?
Jacob and Josh for some reason. Like this chick one time, she was like, "Hey Josh." I'm like, "What the fuck did you call me Josh for?" She's like, "Isn't that short for like? Isn't Josh short for Joseph?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "Well, what's Josh like short for?" And I said, "This is gonna blow your mind, Joshua." And she was like, "Oh,"
Joshua.
And I was like, "Yeah, just don't hit me up again. Don't hit me up again."
How did you not know that? And why did I call you Jacob? I don't know. It's 4 a.m. I'd be saying shit at 4 a.m.
All right, I'm going to call you fucking Bernice at 4 a.m. tomorrow. It's all good. Okay, let's get...
Call me Bernice. No, at least I was like close enough.
Not close enough.
Jay.
All right, Ashley, let's get to these topics. All right.
Okay.
Do plants get you pussy, honestly? If I'm a man,
I mean,
no, just put yourself in, like, you know, if I'm a man and I have plants, like, would that, like, is that a conversation piece? Like, how far am I getting anywhere if that gets me anywhere? I don't know how to word my question, but
the answer to that is yes.
Is it a turn on? Is it a turn off? Is it like a
yes?
Like your panties evaporate when you see plants.
Evaporate. Jesus Christ! Calm down. You're not an R&B singer.
You know who looks like an R&B singer though? Tim.
Bring it down
Tim dresses like a fake ass R&B singer. Shout out to Tim.
You told me about
Bryson
that.
Lane's looking ass. No, but I mean, because I don't know. Because my friends, I'm not gonna say all my friends. I'm not gonna throw them under the bus. But some of my friends would be like, plants. Like, what like drew you towards plants? And I'm like, I don't know. I just like plants. And they'll be like, plants are lame. And I'm like, what? But like now recently, a few of my friends have gotten like plants of their own. And they're like, I'm like, oh, congrats on the parenthood. And they're like, oh, you're a dad too? And I'm like, yeah, I'm a dad to like 7. You've known this. Got like 7 plants. I've got a desert rose. I've got a rubber plant. I've got some lucky bamboo. I've got some unlucky bamboo. And I have 2 jades. But yeah, I don't know. Like as a woman, as a man, I don't know. I like plants. I like the atmosphere they bring. They clean the air a little bit. Like I've been able to breathe a lot better since I put plants in. They just look cool. Like there's not manly plants. I don't want to say that. That sounds kind of stupid. But I like trees.
Masculine.
Like I'm a tree dude. Like my desert rose is my favorite plant because it's a tree. It's got like the thick trunk and then it spreads out and then it grows these beautiful flowers, which are red, sometimes yellow even. Like I've seen a yellow desert rose. That shit's crazy. Super rare, but I don't know. I think it's cool. And a lot of people like get fake plants. I'm like, no, fake plants are kind of stupid. Like, why would you get a fake plant? Just
Yeah, they
take the
suck.
time to actually like nurture your plant. I only water my plants once a week. My desert rose I water every 2 weeks, so it's not that much maintenance. I don't even really look at them,
Mhm.
and they give like a good like atmosphere, good ambiance. Yeah, that's
I mean, the more plants you have, then the more work it is. Because I have a
well.
lot of
You're growing
plants.
tropical plants in like
Um,
a super dry environment, so that needs a lot of work.
yeah. So I am always out there misting, fertilizing every week, and they're thriving, and I'm loving it. But yeah, guys with plants, hell yes. I follow this subreddit called Hot Dudes with Plants, and
No, but
it's a yes for
the
me.
keyword.
And they're not all hot, but it's just
Oh, okay.
they're not all hot, but it's just the fact that you know that they have some sort of caring quality in them to keep plants alive, and they're like, you know, just I don't know, it's just something about them like working with plants and nature and just having like really aesthetically pleasing apartments with like really nice healthy plants is just like, yeah, I like you because you look like you have your shit
Well, I'm
together,
my name is
you
fertility,
know?
and I have mad plants. So I mean, I don't know what more women could want from me. Not a
Definitely not
steady
fertility. No,
career,
nobody
not
wants to get
decent
knocked
looks.
up
You
at
know, none of
this.
that shit. As long as you're fertile and you have plants,
No,
oh,
wait,
like
listen. But if you have plants, it means you have money because plants
no,
are
no, it does
expensive.
not. What?
Unless you're like going to like a place where they exchange plants for
Not
free
even
and then you're
that. You
like,
know how many plants? We're
you
Arab as
know,
shit. Like our move is stealing plants from people's yards. Like not.
oh my
We don't like
God, take me with
we don't
you.
like
I want to
uproot the
steal
fucking plant,
plants.
but like like my no,
Oh
what happened?
my God. Speaking of, of stealing plants, this was my idea for a date with a guy.
You are disgusting. I'm gonna cut you off right there before you regret
I
whatever the
was
fuck you're gonna say.
No, I was like to him. So he was like, "Do you want to go to the botanical gardens?" I was like, "Fuck yes." And he was like, "Okay, someone's a little bit too keen." And I'm like, "No, we can still we can still plant."
Yeah, you can't be going places trying to steal shit.
And he was like, "What?" And I was like, I'm like the botanical garden. They're not gonna miss like a monstera
Yeah, they're gonna miss
or
that shit.
like a pothos, because it's like it's a botanical garden. It's massive. Who's gonna know if like a little philodendron goes missing? You know.
Cut
Um.
that shit.
Anyways, I'm not gonna say which botanical garden we were gonna go to, and he's like, "No, if you're gonna commit crimes, I don't want to go on a date with you." So he cancelled that
Now
date.
that dude was just
It's really
dying to
sad
cancel on
because
you
I
anyway.
I
Like
was
that was
like,
just an easy excuse.
no, like he cancelled the botanical garden. He's like, no, we're gonna go in, like have food somewhere. We're not gonna. I'm not gonna be an accessory to your crime. We're not going to the botanical garden. Let's go eat and do something else. Because no, he was excited to go there. He was like, I'll pack a picnic lunch. I'm like, okay, but bring a backpack because we're stealing plants. Yeah. So you know, if you want to steal plants with me, hit me up on Twitter. Send me a DM. Let's go steal plants
Let's don't
somewhere.
nobody do that. Amanda's the type of chick that like steals a plant and like giggles the whole time and like makes it extra obvious, and then y'all are gonna get caught by security. They're like, "What you got there?" And Amanda's gonna be
We
like,
all get arrested.
"Nothing." Right to jail.
No, I'm gonna be discreet
All right,
about
whatever
it.
you say.
But that was such a great date idea, and he just shot it down.
You're the one
Such a
that shut it
hater.
down. I mean, white dudes are
No,
scared of
I
crime.
didn't
You can't just
shoot.
like drag them into crime.
Oh please, he's probably a drug dealer. To
Oh,
be honest,
that's hella racist. I don't know. I
What's
wanted to back
racist?
you into a corner. All right.
He looks like he carries around a bum bag, an Adidas bum bag. Is definitely a drug dealer.
What's a bum bag?
A fanny
Call them
pack.
bum bags.
Yeah,
So it's either
because
so it's either an ass pack or I get it. I thought you were saying bum because bum here means like a homeless dude, but you guys call like your ass your bum.
Oh no,
that's so head ass. Whenever I go to Canada and somebody says, "Oh my god, my bum," like I want to fucking throw up and get on the nearest plane back to Florida.
No, we say ass, but like
you say arse.
They don't call it an
and
ass.
We say ass.
Well, the way we pronounce ass just sounds like there's an R in there, so you
guys just put a vowel.
I can't speak.
You guys put
That's
vowels
how they just spell it.
after all your, or you guys put R's after all your vowels. So you have to put an R in arse for you to say it correctly, I guess. Say ass right now. Say ass.
Who knows? Anyway. Ass just sounds disgusting.
But arse sounds like normal to you. Sounds like somebody cut off your tongue. But anyway. Go ahead.
But yeah, no, so they carry around bum bags, but they sling it, across their chest. So, yeah. Like guys carry around like bum bags, but they sling it across their chest.
Are we talking about the exact same fanny pack?
Yeah.
How does he put it on his chest? Because ours is like, it's a little pack and then you buckle it to your like belt or like your waist.
Yeah, you buckle it, but you like loosen the strap and then you carry it, like you strap it across your chest, like diagonally.
That ass shit right there. I don't know what y'all are on.
Dude, everyone's carrying their bags like that. Even people in America now, I see them carrying their
There's probably
bum
a
bags like that.
misunderstanding because if what I'm imagining, that's some nasty shit right there. Like, I don't want to imagine that.
No, you carry it like you would sling a bag across your chest, like
a regular
across your
size
shoulder.
bag, not a fucking fanny pack. A fanny pack is like the size of two of my hands put together.
Well, I see everyone carrying their bag. Dude, it's a thing.
It's a thing with regular size bags, not like some tiny bag that you just like put across your chest.
No, it's even like people in America. Listen, I just sent you a photo.
Right,
have a look, and it'll make sense to you.
That's not a fucking fanny pack, Amanda. That's bigger than a fanny pack.
Well, that's massive, but
anything smaller than that is fucking stupid. Tim used to wear those. I think Tim wore one of those too, and I looked at him so stupid. I'm like, "What are you doing, bro?" It looks like a.
All the cool kids are carrying it like that. See, it's a thing. I'm not making this shit up.
I'm cool on that, man. I'd rather just get a backpack.
Well, I mean, not everyone wants to carry around a massive
fucking
backpack.
Massive fanny pack right there. It's just on his chest.
Yeah, but that one's like for some kind of like fashion brand, and it was massive. But you get the idea.
She looks like she's got like the fucking strap in her fucking bag. Like she's gonna pull some shit out and just start airing the place out.
Well, yeah. He dressed like that with his little fanny pack across his chest.
That's the Blokey bag right there.
Yeah, but guys with plants.
We went from guys with plants to fanny packs. I love this podcast so much.
I mean, listen, it's just the idea that you can sustain life and like you're carrying and all that other stuff that comes with it, like all the stuff that's attached to that idea of
it's gonna be great until
plants.
Like I get married and then my wife walks in, we have a kid, and she's like, "Joseph, stop watering our kid." And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I'm just feeding him."
Or you have to get rid of the plant because the child is eating dirt.
I put the kid outside to get some sunlight, like regular plant shit. Like just because I know how to Just
As you
because I know
do.
how to take care of a plant does not mean I know how to take care of a kid. Those are two different beasts.
Well, I mean, kids do need sunlight. Like
Yeah,
babies
but
do need
are you
sunlight.
putting your infant outside just chilling on the pavement so that they can get like full sun rays? I don't think so. Don't answer that.
I don't even put my plants outside to
Come
get
on, don't
full
answer
sun
that.
rays.
Well, yeah, because Australia is hot and it's humid and
'Cause-
the sun is a lot harsher, so you'll burn your leaves. But for me, like my desert rose needs to be
yeah.
outside when it's hot. Otherwise, like I don't know, I guess like the lack of humidity for some reason, even though it's a desert plant, like pulling too much humidity from the air will just cause the leaves to rot, which is really weird to me. But
Mm.
yeah, plants or dudes with plants, swimming in pussy. Yes.
A plus, a major
All right.
plus.
What is a hidden talent or a past hobby that you had? Because we've gotten to know you. Well, the Patreon's gotten to know you a lot more, but I feel like we have to feed our core audience. So just like give us a little taste of something you used to be like fond of, or that you still do like as a hobby.
Yeah, I used
It's
to be
something you
fond
do
of.
for
I'm trying to
fun.
think. I barely do anything for fun.
Oh, you're so
Let me
interesting.
think. I mean, I used to
That's a thing.
bake,
That's a thing. Yeah,
but
I
not
said something you
anymore.
used to do or still do.
I barely bake anymore. Actually, last year during the lockdown, I started getting back into baking because, things were running out in the stores. Um, but after a while, it's just like the cleanup is not worth it for just like a little tray of something. You know what I
And I don't
mean?
know if that's something is fire.
It's like, for example, if you're cooking like a nice meal, like last night, I made like coconut brown rice with stir
Lit.
fry, and I made like a coconut and garlic ginger sauce, to go with it, and that was great, and that didn't take a lot of effort at all. Well, to me, it wasn't a lot of effort, but baking, I feel like it takes maximum effort for like minimum results, and I'm not about that life. So, you know, I stopped baking. I used to bake almost every day
I know
when
mad
I was in
people that
high
bake every
school
day.
because, yeah, I used to make like scones and cakes and all that shit. And then I remember for my we have food tech at school. And we had like a baking competition at the end, like kind of like a mini British Bake Off thing. Uh, and I made the what is it? What do they call it? Like the assignment? Yeah, the assignment. God, my brain is really not working to this morning. Um, the assignment was to make like a cake for a holiday or an event. It's like the
What
yeah.
event did you choose?
Anyways, so people made birthday cakes. I don't know. Some people, majority of the people made birthday cakes, so they made like Barbie cakes, and I mean it was pretty good. I made a Halloween cake, and it was great. I mean, I put in so much effort. That shit looked like a grave, like it was like a freshly dug grave with a headstone. And it was fantastic. Like I mixed all the different creams and like I made it look so realistic. Anyways, but I lost to like a Barbie cake. I lost the
Kick someone's
competition to a
ass if I
Barbie
lost
cake.
anything to a Barbie cake.
Yeah, and all she did was like bake the skirt and then stuck a Barbie in there.
Stuck like the Barbie up the skirt.
Because the skirt was the cake.
Stuck like the Barbie up the
Huh?
skirt.
No, like she stuck a
Gotcha.
Barbie in the cake. The cake was the skirt. She shaped it into like a ball gown kind of thing, and then she just like put a Barbie
That's fucking
on top of
stupid.
it. and that was the cake. Well, that's what a lot of bakeries do for Barbie cakes. But mine was like I put in way too much effort, and then I lost, and I was like, well, this is some bullshit.
That's what I tried to tell you, like, what, 2
So
podcasts ago, I think? Like, you put in way too much effort into, like, school and all this other shit. Like, take it easy, man. Like, you you went and did all this, like, school shit, and
but
now you have a degree, but so does the person that skated by. Like, you did all that shit, and, like, you
that is
stressed
true.
yourself out. No, we got to do this project perfect and all this. Like, you got to chill out.
Honestly, if I were to do high school all over again, I wouldn't put as
Yeah.
much effort into it
Literally nobody but
as
you.
I did, because I put
Nobody
in
but
way
you
too
put
much
that
effort.
much effort in. By high school, I didn't give a shit.
No, people. There were people that put in way more effort
That's
into
a
their work
goddamn
than
lie.
I did, and yes, there were, because I wasn't in the A class. I was in C. So the people in A and B put in more. Oh, the people in B are all failures now in life, but you know they put in a lot of effort, but none of them made it anywhere, really. But yeah, people put in way much more effort than me. They went to like Saturday school, like I mean
Saturday
full
school?
Saturday school to do extra. Yeah, for like, because you know how
No, I have no clue
you
about
don't know,
Saturday
but
school,
you know,
Amanda. Please tell me more.
so you know VCE, we do our like introductory subjects to uni in high school, right? So that's where you do your prerequisites and stuff. And some people, because you know your ranking or whatever is based on the scores you get, and then they modulate the scores and whatever, and then that's how you get ranked in like the state. Um, to boost your final score will be English. English will definitely be in there. So if you fail English, it brings like the average of your score down, and it doesn't matter how terrible you did in English, it still has to be part of the core subjects. And then the other 3 or 4 subjects that they you know add to your average will be your top 4 subjects that you like did well in the exams, right? And your assessments and all that shit, like they average out your score at the end. So, and then your remaining subjects, they pull like 10% from it and they add to the average. And then like the more you have, the more extra subjects you have, the more they add to your score. The more
you're a kiss ass, the better you get.
And it gets pushed. Well, I mean, and then, so a lot of private schools, they offer a lot of extra subjects to do. And that boosts a lot of those private school kids' scores. Now, if you go to a public school, they offer like the bare minimum. You will do your history and your chemistry, physics, biology, methods, general maths, or I don't know what the other maths is for like the dumbasses.
That's quick maths.
And then you will. Yeah, quick math. And then obviously you'll have health, psychology, I don't know, art, visual communications, IT, all this extra stuff. Some school are more specialized in arts. They will have like drama and film and all this other stuff. And then other schools that are geared towards science, and they'll have extra science-based subjects in their curriculum. So the people that go to public school, and if they're really serious about their scores and about the university that they want to attend after they graduate from high school, what they do is they do extra subjects outside of school, like during the weekend or after school. They would attend extra classes for to boost their score. So people would study language, like they will do. You can do any language as long as it's in the curriculum. So I know like a lot of my Serb, Bosnian, friends, they would do their language. some of my Greek friends, they would do Greek, Italian. So this is literally how a lot of kids in Melbourne, you know, even though their parents were born here, and have been in, you know, in Australia for years and years, they still know how to speak their own languages, like their mother tongue. Like Arab kids do Arabic. They speak it very well because they study it as part of their curriculum. You know what I mean? For the school.
God forbid the parents.
My
teach
Vietnamese
you, right?
friends did Vietnamese. I mean, yeah, but then they know how to speak it, they know how to write it, they know how to read it.
Because you would know how to read and write, but you wouldn't know how to speak. Because Arabic, proper Arabic, like one of my friends learned proper Arabic. I'm like, congratulations, you've learned a fucking joke. Nobody's gonna respect you. Not one person's gonna like talk to you. That's like learning formal Spanish, and you go to like Puerto Rico or the Dominican Republic or any place where they don't speak formal Spanish, which is everywhere. Nobody's gonna understand you. Like, it's to the point where the Arabic and all these other stupid languages that you learn in school, like, not the languages aren't stupid, but like the formal version of those languages that not one soul uses. Like, okay, you can read and you can write, but like, for example, people on Facebook or like Instagram or some shit, they write how they talk. So even if you know how to read and write Arabic, if you try to read like somebody just talking like, you know, just like street talking, you're not going to be able to understand a word they fucking say. So if you're taking a language to do anything other than get a credit, like it's completely fucking pointless. Like my brother learned Chinese and he went to China and wasn't able to use a lick of it because they speak completely different shit over there. Like it's Chinese.
Well, yeah, I mean they learn it, but then they have conversations, like normal conversations with their family members, and they know how to like speak it, you know, outside of that setting. But it's not only language; people do music as well. So they would like, you know, study an instrument, and then you can go on to study that particular, you know, you can do fine arts at uni with the scores that you gain from doing music throughout high school. And you know, they do other stuff as well, like I don't know, like speech writing, I don't know, literature. I mean, some of the subjects are so niche, but because they're part of the curriculum and some schools don't offer it, there are specialty like after hours schools that offer those kind of subjects that you can take to like, and you know, the other one is religion. So people do, you know, perfect. People that go to like Islamic schools, they would do, you know, that for their religion studies, and people that attend like Christian schools would study, you know, religion, Christianity, Hindus, blah blah blah, you know, so on and so forth. So yeah, you can literally study anything after school on Saturdays, Sundays, whatever, just to like boost your scores. Now I did none of those, so I did the bare minimum I
like
could.
The biggest
to get
tryhard of all time is what you're telling me.
No, and plus your parents have to have like money to like, not just money, but like time to take you to all those different classes. Because how the hell are you gonna get from your school to your after school class to your tutoring to your, you know what I mean? It's a lot of work. Even if your parents have money, like they have to have time to like take you to all those stuff. And if they don't have the time, then I mean, you just do whatever that's offered in your school and hope for the
rich
best.
Motherfuckers do all that shit just to live off their parents' money. I don't want to talk about school. I don't talk about none of that shit. So,
and yeah, and like their mom, like, you know, she's like, I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom so I can like focus on my kids. And that's what they do, is just cut one place to another just so they attend all those like after school stuff and, you know, to boost their scores. But I mean, it's insane. But if I were to do high school again, hell no, I'm not putting that much effort into
So to go,
any of my work.
so to go,
No way. Like high school doesn't count. It's bullshit.
yeah, but it only took you all of high school and all of college to figure that out. So the point I'm trying to get to answer the whole question, you like baking and you like being like slightly try-hardish.
No. Yeah, well, I mean, I used to like baking, but not anymore.
Damn, you lost your passion.
Well, no, I still like cooking. I just don't like baking. Baking is just too much work.
Same amount of work.
Too much measuring. I like, being free and doing stuff free-handedly.
Well, you're just asked if you can't freehand baking, because a lot of people could freehand baking.
I mean, I can freehand bake, but it's just no, I don't want flour anywhere near my bench. All that cleanup.
Yeah, so it's just woman shit that you're talking about right now. Like you just don't want flour all over your shit.
Yeah, and just no, I don't like baking. I do not enjoy it.
Yeah, my passion was baking, and then all of a sudden I just hated it. Is what you're telling us right now.
It wasn't my passion. It was a hobby.
Well,
there's a difference between
you just have hobbies that you don't give a shit about.
Yeah,
can't do that.
I mean, I enjoyed it at one stage, but it's not like, oh my god, it's my passion.
And nobody has a passion.
Like, shut the fuck up.
Passion shit is a myth. Passion literally means something you would die for, and I don't think anyone would die for anything that they're quote unquote passionate about.
Yeah, I'm not gonna die for. I wouldn't even die for a human being. Why would I die for baking?
Wouldn't even die for like anything like that.
But yeah, I used to like baking, and now I don't. What else? What else was I into?
With your being and page turning out.
Yeah, but that's just like a hobby, you know.
That was
I like
the exact
to read.
question that I just asked.
I mean, it's not like, oh my god, I'm gonna die by this book. No, you can take it away, and I'll be fine.
Okay, so you like to read, and you used to like making cakes and shit.
Yeah, I like to cook. I mean, if I was gonna say I have a passion, my passion is cooking. Like not regular food, not baking, just cooking. That's my passion.
Cool. Let's see.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, let's see. Well, I've had a lot, and the reason I've had a lot is I'm overly ambitious, number one. And I don't have very much faith in myself, number two. So I'll just jump into something. I'll be like, hell yeah, this is like the shit. This is fire. This is amazing. And then the second any little thing goes wrong, or the second I get even just a tad bit tired of it, I just ditch it completely, which is horrible. I mean, it's a terrible character trait, but I know it's one of my character traits, and I do it.
Mm-hmm.
I've been into like shit like cars. I'm like, I mean, I was too young. I can't afford any of that shit, and like, you're doing all that shit, and you can't even drive more than 70 miles an hour on the highway. You're just asking for some, like, fucking death machine to, like, either get arrested or kill you. And I've lost a lot of friends to car accidents because they're modding their cars, and either they mod something wrong, or they're just driving around recklessly like a whole bunch of idiots, and they end up crashing into something and dying. So, like, yeah, that's bullshit. And then for a while, I was making beats, like, making music was my shit. But number one, I didn't learn any music theory because all of our music teachers are fucking terrible. And just the curriculum for, like, I'm not going to say all of America, but in Florida, not even just Florida, like my city, Jacksonville, has the worst music curriculum of all time. They don't give two fucks about music. I learned about treble notes and, like, fucking quarter notes for literally 7 years. Like, that was the same curriculum for 7 years. And they didn't once teach us anything about music theory. So I can play drums, and I can, not like actual drums, I could play like an Arabic drum, not like a drum set, but I could play Arabic drums and all that shit, like percussion. And I know how to program drums. Like, I'm really good. That's the one thing I'm still really good at, is if you give me like a beat machine or some shit, I can program drums, and that shit will knock, and it's fire. But I don't know how to actually make any melodies. Like, I don't know music theory. I don't know any of that shit. Like I press a note and it sounds good and I'll do it, but that's not good enough. And I just got uninspired and like, whatever. But right now, I guess it's podcasting. I mean, I'm trying to start as much podcasting stuff as possible. I'm starting a podcast with my friends. I have this one. I'm thinking about starting one on my own. Like, I just want to I like entertaining people and I like talking and just expressing. Yeah, telling stories, making people laugh. Making people laugh is my number one, like, I guess, passion. That, like, I like entertaining people. I like bringing people joy. So whatever that is that I have to do that, I'll do it. And my mom and dad have terrible taste in humor, but they've always been like, "Oh, Yusuf, you're so funny. You should have talk show. You should have this." And I've always wanted to be a radio DJ, low key. And that's why I love podcasting, because it's the closest thing that you can do, except for there's no music, which kind of defeats the purpose. But you can't say whatever you want on the radio, and you have to like pander to a whole bunch of people. And I'm like, dude, I'm not like, the radio's for sissies. I'm not fucking going on the radio. And hey guys, that was I'm not playing censored music. Censored music is like the most disgusting thing ever. If I hear my favorite song and I hear a censor, that'll ruin my entire day, and I might never listen to that song again. It completely ruins the song for me.
I can't remember the last time I actually listened to the radio, to be honest.
Only person that listens to the radio still is Dalton, and that's because Dalton is stubborn and he won't get like mixtapes or Spotify or some shit in his car. And so most of the time we ride in silence because the radio is ass cheeks. I don't want to hear Da Baby 15 times. I don't want to hear fucking, I don't know. I don't want to hear like the most generic Lil Baby song. Lil Baby is lit, but they play the same like 2 songs. Let's see. I don't know. They play a whole bunch of stupid bullshit like pop. And oh man, like I hate that hip hop is like the most influential genre of all time now, because now pop is hip hop music, but it's not hip hop music. Pop is hip hop drums with a whole bunch of like idiot fucking people saying a whole bunch of generic bullshit. And it's so poppy, it's so clean, it's so washed out. Just completely takes away the whole point of hip hop, which is rebellion and saying what you want and doing all that. And well, hip hop is my number one passion. That's like the whole reason I wanted to start a podcast, is just to rant about hip hop. But I can't do that with you. But I figured, I could dip my toes in podcasting, and we're hilarious together. So might as well start a podcast. But yeah, I mean,
why not?
I'm passionate about a whole bunch of shit. And I mean, I just want to make people laugh. I want to entertain people. I want to make some sort of difference. So yeah, those are my hobbies. But I don't know. We'll see how long this takes me to get bored of. Probably not, because it's super easy. I literally just have to talk, and I just ramble 24/7 anyway. So all I have to do is just put a microphone in my face and just let it all flow out.
Okay. Well, you want to know how ass Australian radio is?
Oh, it's
right
super
now?
ass.
The songs that are the songs that are like in the top 10 this week. The Weeknd from his After Hours album.
He's number one.
Is
he's
still
top 10
in the
everywhere,
top 10.
so that doesn't count.
Okay, Pink is like top 10 here.
Pink is a 4-letter word. You know what else is a 4-letter word?
Song.
Barf. Continue.
What? Olivia Rodrigo with the song Driver's License that is like on TikTok 24/7. That's like top. That's number 3. I mean, I don't know. Tones and I, Justin Bieber, Drake. Drake, sure, yeah, whatever. SZA, Good Days is still up in the top.
Good Days makes me feel
30.
things, so I'm not going to talk shit about Good Days.
Dua Lipa, Louis Capaldi, Ariana Grande, and the only people that are not white are Meg the Stallion. WAP is still up there,
Yeah.
top 50. And The Weeknd.
Now, you know what really sucks about radio?
I mean, this is how shit Australian radio is.
What really sucks about radio is that when they do play a good song, they play it to fucking shit. Like, if you love a song and you just listen to the radio, you're never going to want to hear that song again. And one of those songs is Panda. Did Panda ever make it to you guys? I was one of the first 200 people to ever hear Panda on SoundCloud, and I heard that shit and I was like, "Oh my god, this is insane. Like, this guy needs way more plays." And right after that, Kanye put him on Father Stretch My Hands Part 2, and he just blew up, and the radio would just play it nonstop. And then, of course, Designer did this shit too. He was going on tour or some shit, like, with that one song and just performing it like 15 times in a row. Just completely destroyed any sort of playability for that song. When I play it, it's still lit because I don't listen to the radio. I can control how often I play a song. So when I hear it, it's like, okay, this is a dope song. When anyone else hears that song, they're like, turn that bullshit off. Like, I don't want to hear that. I heard that 15 times in a row for 3 years. I'm straight. And I don't blame them, but if you rely on someone else to make your music decisions for you, it's going to ruin songs for you. That's just the way it is.
You know, an artist that's always on Australian radio, and I just think,
is it Jason Derulo?
Is Florida's own.
Wait, Jason Derulo is Florida? I literally had no idea. Motherfucker.
Yeah, he's from Florida. That's like, oh my god. And he's like on like big radio stations like Nova. Why are we playing Jason Derulo songs in 2021? Like, he needs to go away.
He already went away, but y'all's ass is still playing him.
Apparently the people in Australia just love him and they just want to keep him around forever. He is that popular that he's doing like promos for like radio stations because they're doing promos for him because of something that he's doing with them. And I'm like, really? Are people that interested in like a meet and greet or so, I don't know, like a virtual meet and greet with Jason Derulo?
You guys have a dedicated hip hop station?
No.
Yeah, that's ass.
The older stations are just pop music, then old music from like back in the day, and rock, and that's it.
Then where do they play Jason Derulo? Pop
it's
stations?
terrible.
Disgusting.
Yeah, he's pop. Like, how is he hip hop? He is pop. No, but like
hip hop R&B, like that's for black artists and just in general.
He's not R&B. He is poppy. He's more poppy than Justin Bieber.
But before he was like doing R&B type deals. Jason Derulo. Yeah. Was it Jason Derulo or Trey Songz? I can't remember. That just kept performing at Grad Bash. It's like, dude, nobody wants to fucking see you. I saw like 3 people rush to him, but the fact that like
3 people, they're probably Australian.
The fact that a lot of like countries and shit or cities don't have like dedicated hip hop radio stations is insane to me, because that's the #1 genre in the world, and it's not pop music. Like, some of this hip hop is not pop music. I mean, shout out to my city. Because my cities, we have 2 dedicated hip hop stations. One of them is local, so not only do we get like all the like popular hip hop songs, but they'll give like every once in a while they'll give a small artist a look, like they'll play him on the radio, and that shit's fire. It's amazing. Like,
yeah, I've always had a dream that eventually one day someone would start like a hip hop dedicated station even if it's not in Australia, like in Melbourne or something, like just something. Give us something. Maybe I should do it. I don't know. But
do not do it. I would not listen. I would.
You're gonna be playing all the censored version, and it'll be like, uh, beep beep. Like,
have you heard the censored version of like Lemonade? Do you know?
No. Why would I?
They cut out 75% of the song because the song starts Zanny Boys Suicide. They cut out all that shit because of Xannies and suicides. So the beat just rocks. And I'm like listening to it, like because I'm with Dalton in the car, and the radio comes on, and then like the beat drops, and he hasn't said anything yet, and I'm like, oh, I guess they're just playing the instrumental, and then he just like starts in the middle of his verse, and I'm like, what is going on? You know what song is hilarious? You know what song is hilarious censored? What's that one song by Lil Jon? Get Low. You ever heard Get Low censored?
Okay.
The beat rocks for like 2 minutes before anything is said. Like every time he says skeet, that shit is blocked off. And that's the whole chorus. So it's like, skeet, skeet, motherfucker. Like that whole shit is blocked off. So he's like,
yeah.
Like he'll say some shit and then the beat will rock just by itself for like 2 minutes. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then he'll just come in again and then he'll cut out and in and out and in and out. And it's just the funniest shit ever. Most of the song is gone.
I'm just thinking, even like mob ties, you know, like the start will be just like, cigarettes.
Yeah, it just sounds like he's having a fucking stroke.
Have some help. Get rid of this.
Cigarettes. Seizure or some shit. Get this man some water. Get him to an ambulance. Some shit. I don't know what the hell's going on with Drake.
Oh man, because like then the pre-chorus it'd be like cigarettes, have some help, get rid of this. It is what it is. Like what? No, just don't play it then. Like why ruin a song? That shit is disgusting.
Can't stand that.
Yeah, censorship
does
sucks.
Suck. Especially Tyler the Creator getting banned from the UK and now he's finally being let in. Tyler's one of my favorite artists. I've always loved Tyler the Creator.
Why was he banned? Because
some fucking white bitch was offended that he said faggot, and so she just didn't let him in. Like he wasn't allowed into the UK. Yeah.
Oh.
Like, dude, what y'all let?
Snoop Dogg wasn't allowed in Australia for a while.
That's why y'all are trash. I don't ever want to go to Australia. Y'all banned Snoop Dogg for what? What did you guys ban Snoop Dogg for?
Because he has a criminal record.
Who gives a fuck, man?
So
it's
they
Snoop
were like,
Dogg.
yeah. I know, but it's Australia.
There's a whole bunch of fucking pussies for people that step on like foot-long spiders and shit. Like y'all can't take a criminal.
But now
record.
he does ads for like this delivery service, and he's everywhere, and it's just like, oh my god, go away, Snoop.
I used to have a cardboard cutout of Snoop Dogg in my room. I get a whole bunch of cool shit because my dad we used to run a gas station, and some of the patrons might have seen it, or some of my friends. I have a Super Bowl 39 Coors Light. It's got to be Coors Light, the shittiest beer of all time, but it's a Coors Light neon light, and it's Super Bowl 39. It's from the year they hosted in Jacksonville, and it's a super, super like rare neon sign. It's cool as shit. But one of the things I got was it was like Colt 45 was coming out with some like fruity alcohol or some shit. And it was like a full-size cutout of Snoop Dogg. And I had him in my room. And what I would do is, because he looks real as shit from like a certain angle. So in the middle of the night, I would just like put him in my mom's room or put him in my grandma's room or some shit, just right at the door. Or just like right next to the bed. And they would wake up and Snoop Dogg just be staring him down. And I'll just like, we wake up to fucking hysterical screaming and shit. We walk in, it's like, how the fuck did Snoop Dogg get in here? And they all look at me, and I'm like, oh, he just grew legs and walked over there, I guess. But that shit would be hilarious.
All right, let me tell you what the immigration minister said about Snoop. when he got banned, he said he has a whole string of convictions. He doesn't seem like the sort of bloke we want in this country. And
what's his name?
Wasn't allowed.
Evan Andrews. You can fucking suck my ballsack, like wholeheartedly, like with your entire mouth. Like, open up and let me just drop my ball sack inside your mouth because you're a fucking idiot. Convictions?
Yeah, so he was supposed to perform at like a music festival here, but like a couple of months before he got um caught with like guns and drugs,
Also,
and he got charged.
Snoop Dogg is not a bloke.
So it was like a recent.
Snoop Dogg is not a bloke.
What?
I don't think any American would want to be a bloke. I'm sorry. Like, if that's what you're withholding from us, no bloke. We don't want this bloke in our country. We don't even want to be a bloke to begin with, let alone a bloke in your fucking country. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, so I remember this because I was in year 7 at that time, and it was like such a controversial, topic of like, oh my god, Snoop Dogg got banned in Australia.
I have a few speeding
yeah,
tickets. Can I get in?
Speeding tickets are not criminal convictions. He was convicted of crimes
am I allowed,
months before, so
can I be a bloke in your country? Am I allowed?
No, you can't be a bloke in this country.
What can I be?
Let me think. I don't know. What do you want to be?
But I don't know if I want to be a bloke in your country. Like, I don't want to be fully embraced by Australia because y'all sound like a whole bunch of assholes. Like, y'all gonna let the most calm, weed smoking, never hurt anybody ass dude out of the country because of some fucking conviction, and then y'all are like full calorie Brits. So like, you're gonna let the diet Australians ban Tyler the Creator, and so like y'all, I don't know what it is about like non-American, like British colony people. I don't know what the fuck to call you guys. Y'all just get offended by everything, and it's the weirdest shit ever. Like, for us, like...
Yeah, that's true. But then you say that, but then Americans, being offended is a sport over there. They love that shit.
Yeah, but we didn't ban Snoop Dogg.
Like, people are getting canceled like every...
nobody's been canceled.
They're like
cancel
every other week. They're canceling somebody, and I'm like, what is going on?
Nobody's been canceled. Name one person that's been successfully canceled. Oh wait, no, he is not. People still listen to R. Kelly. Yes.
Really?
People still listen to and defend R. Kelly.
But maybe
there's still people out there. He has not been fully canceled.
Yo.
Eminem. White people still listen to Eminem and love Eminem and champion Eminem. Eminem is not big enough. He's not big enough right now to be canceled, so he has not been canceled. Name one person that's been successfully canceled.
That is true.
Exactly. Cancel culture is a fucking myth.
I don't know. Well, I mean, they're always like having a little riot over someone, and it's like,
three people on TikTok.
Next week you're gonna forget about it. No, I'm saying on Twitter, and then next week you're gonna forget about it and carry on with your life.
You guys actively banned somebody, and we just talked shit on Twitter. So if anything, you guys are a lot more offended than we are. All I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
That is true. That is true because, I mean, compared to some of like the drug laws over here are just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, stop getting people arrested.
It is what it is.
I just want to say that right now. That's some stupid shit. White people
Yeah.
White people on talk shows are like, oh my god, weed helps me be a better parent or some shit. And there's people incarcerated for like having like not even that much pot on them, and they're like in jail for life, and their life is fucking ruined. And you have all these people opening cannabis industries now, and the cannabis industry is booming, and there's people still in jail for that shit. And I can't believe it. It pisses me off.
Dude. Not Joe Rogan. Seth Rogen is making bank with his new venture with the cannabis business that he has. It's insane. Like, he sold out in seconds.
I'll smoke Seth Rogen's pot on one condition. It has to make me laugh exactly like him.
It's like, it's insane. It's like, I don't know. It's curated for like your taste.
Ooh,
so like you have to like fill in some things, and then they send you like a whole pack with like a record to go with it, and then so they send you like a whole what's it called, the vinyl, yeah, with like ashtrays that he like made and all that shit, and people were like, "Oh my god, they got their packages," and they're like, "It's so good.
That sounds
When are
lit,
you
allegedly.
restocking?" Well, yeah, I saw it and I was like,
Allegedly.
"That looks great." Um, and he puts in like he so much effort into like, I mean, he's passionate about that shit, so he is like all in there like making the pottery himself, because you know he's also into pottery, and selecting your
I
music
thought you
for
were
you
calling
and like
marijuana
packing it up.
pottery. I
And
was about to bust out laughing so hard.
no, like the he
I feel
does
you.
like the ashtrays, like he does pottery. That's his little new hobby that he does, and then they're really really great, like, you know, designs and shit. And yeah, he's like way into that, and people are really enjoying them. And apparently, it's really good. But you know, well, obviously, I'm not saying that I would
Why
try
not?
it, because you know,
Yeah, silence.
um, what do you mean?
Why
Why not?
not? Why wouldn't you try it?
I don't live in America. How am I gonna like access that?
Shipping?
No, it doesn't work like that. What do you mean shipping? That's my address on there. Man, I'll probably get arrested and sent to
Oh,
prison.
right. Because y'all's is still legal. It's legal here medically. It's not legal here recreationally. But I
Yeah, I
don't know.
think that's the same
Even
here as well. It's
like I
medically
don't care if they
legal.
make it recreationally legal. They just gotta let all those fucking people out that are in jail for that shit. That's terrible. It's stupid. It's pointless.
Yeah, once it's legal, let
You're
them all
gonna
out. Because then it's like that law doesn't exist anymore. So why are they still convicted of something that
because America makes
doesn't
money off the
exist?
jails. They're privately owned. Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
But all right. Well, we can end on that somber ass note. Um, Thank you guys for
Oh,
listening to this episode. I wanted this to be a little more toned down because we got a little crazy the last two episodes, and I hope you guys like the more structure. Yes,
no,
we
we
did. We
didn't.
had no structure the last two episodes. I mean, I kind of went off the rails this episode, but whatever. I might get in trouble for it, but it's all good. Thank you guys for listening. SMG Sound Network is our Twitter and Instagram, both. So follow us there. Hit us up. Columbus, Ohio. I have not heard from you yet. I would love to be pen pals. And they've still beaten like Jacksonville and every other city in Florida out. They've got y'all beat on the last episode. Like they've they're
Mm.
beating everyone by a large margin. I don't know what they like about this podcast, but y'all should let me know. Y'all should talk to me. You know, we'll get some coffee one day. I'll pull up. I don't know. But and shout out to Chicago. We have our first listener from Chi-Town. Chi-Town. We gonna show them how we get down. But yeah, shout out to you guys. And Patreon is up there. I'll get that second video up and running for you guys soon. And other than that, I think we're good. We'll see you guys. Well, Amanda will not be seeing you next week. I'll see you guys next week. I'll make
No.
something entertaining for y'all. Don't expect nothing crazy. I don't want like DMs the next episode like that episode was ass. Where's Amanda? The podcast's falling apart. Y'all aren't even gonna make it to episode 10. I don't want to hear none of that shit because this is I don't know if I bring like the guest I want to bring on and like they do really good. Y'all might make me fire Amanda. I don't know. Like yo Amanda,
Listen, fire me. Fire
no,
me. It's
like the whole
okay.
dynamic is that we're same Z's but also different C's enough. Like
To never say
different
differences
C's.
ever again in your life.
Y'all say some stupid shit in
Never.
Australia. Don't get on me about different C's.
You know what? When I was thinking about what we discussed
Huh.
on the bonus, and it all made sense to me, and I was like, oh god. You know, it was probably because it was late or early in the morning, so my brain wasn't functioning. But that was a good
Which one?
bonus.
The second one or the first one? The second one
The
was fun.
second one.
It was
We went rogue on that
Yeah, but
again.
that's the
Of course we
Patreon.
did.
It's okay to go rogue. That's where you'll get all of our unfiltered opinions. I'm going off on all the random white countries. Amanda's like just talking shit about everybody. I don't know. We're
Oh,
like throwing punches. Like we're taking calls on air. Whoever wants the smoke. Like Amanda's. Don't worry about it. Nothing.
what?
We appreciate you guys, and we will see you guys next week, or I'll see you guys next week. Amanda, you enjoy your little trip, and tell us all about it when you get back.
I
Bye, you
shall.
guys.
Goodbye.